Hey there, welcome to the channel. Recently I made a video discussing Five Nights at Freddy's being too much for a franchise, or it was more of a retelling of the franchise and giving my brief opinion about it. Weeks later, MatPat over on Game Theory released his latest FNAF timeline. While working on the script, I watched it and saw what he had to say. Watching his two-part video shocked me, and I was amazed by how it sounded. The events of FNAF 4 to Sister Location and downright to FNAF 2 and 3, I couldn't believe it. It felt like it all made sense. How it all started with one guy. One purple guy. While watching the rest, I had to sit on these videos for a while and wait to hear more about MatPat's theories, since it was a massive timeline that did a great job covering the eras, which meant having to rewrite my original script. The eras were a great idea to me. Think about it, we've been trying to piece things together in a broader way with the string attached to each event that occurred. MatPat still does the same, but he constantly uses three main eras to specify the events in the best orderly fashion. He even pieced together the 8-bit minigames, the books, the phone guy, and the rest of the main game's Easter eggs into a better time period, showing how these 8-bit minigames correspond to William Afton's murder spree, which leads to the events of Springtrap. As for the years before Fredbear's Family Diner, we never knew how it was first established, but when FNAF Security Breach was released, it gave us some clues to theorize some ideas. MatPat had a great showcase of events that gave us a much more profound story about the history of William Afton. The days of William having a vision and becoming a businessman made his dreams come to life. Soon it would all come crashing down as he could not relinquish his grudges against Henry Emily. Days when William couldn't keep an eye on his children and the bite of 83 happened.
Was that the bite?
No, it wasn't, Mark. Sorry. Then the events lead William into a downward spiral of tragedy and madness. I can see these events aligning coherently. William felt like a successful man who proved he had created the business he always wanted, but his happiness vanishes after noticing Henry's talents in building an animatronic with a name similar to his own. I can actually see his motives and where it escalates. A man who lost a lot can't affect him. He tries to drink away the depression and sadness only to enact violence after trying to prove to himself that he can be better than Henry, only knowing he failed to be the proper businessman and the proper father, or a good human being for that matter. Trying to fix his mistakes, he seeks another power. Remnant. To him, this could be the next idea coming to fruition. I am for MatPat's theory, the way Michael never wanted to get his youngest brother killed, and how he feels haunted by his brother and guilt. We'd play as Mike in FNAF 4, being experimented on by his father, using the illusion discs to freak out his son and punish him for his actions. It's what I assume MatPat meant in this segment of the video. After Henry goes suspicious of William for the murder of his daughter and the missing children incident, he kicks him off the team. He establishes his own Freddy Fazbear Pizza without William and invents more protection against him, only for William to return disguised as a security guard to murder more children, while the cycle repeats. It almost reminds me of another story parodied somewhere else, unless that's just me. Later, the events of William began to understand how the animatronics could move around freely, so he designs his own animatronics and pizza restaurant to kidnap kids for experiments, while in the process losing his daughter Elizabeth to his creation, Circus Baby. The time to return to Freddy's and take apart the animatronics for his research, only to become the next body left in a suit. This was a creative and excellent theory built by MatPat and his team. They found a way to recite the whole story while looking for a digestible process to connect the events in order.
Hey! Are you coming? Alright, that's fine. I'll just sit here and wait.
I know we'll cross that bridge when we get there. However, I still have some pet peeves. Granted, this theory is vital for now. I still have to wait and see how MatPat will talk about the next few games and the next plus decade of the FNAF timeline. With older Michael Afton and the animatronics, the puppet, William holding on for dear life, and Circus Baby getting kicked out of the gang. Then I am perturbed about how the whole FNAF Security Breach story will come to be, as many of us still don't know what is really going on, or these new discoveries continue to make or break the story when something is found. On top of this, will it be worth it? We all came to a mixed and unsatisfying experience that Security Breach showed us, yet the lore and characters needed to be more specific in this whole story. Since only a little information was provided, even when the game tried to be mysterious, we only understood some of the game. Then we have theories like Vanessa having a twin sister, robots that are disguised as humans, and Michael returning as Glamrock Freddy. I'll be honest when I say, I love most of the FNAF games. I was on board with the new cast of characters and a story that played out until Ultimate Custom Night in a dark but satisfying way to end a story. The bigger problem was how the game brought William Afton back, which made Henry and Mike's plan all for nothing if they couldn't get rid of the man who started it all. A Hay House security breach refused to let go of William and then brought back Molten Freddy as a massive blob. What was the point of all of this? I don't have a clear idea about any of this. As for the books,
Or didn't I do it for you? Didn't I do it?
the books are one if not something else entirely. The different stories correlating to the event of the games and secretly branching them together makes us understand Scott's intentions for the stories he provides in the novels. Why do certain characters resemble other characters we learn about from the games? Amalgamations, sad, dark, and different stories intrigued some of us. Finally, we have the guidebooks about the games and the subtle or essential details that Scott reveals to all of us. At first, it served a great purpose in giving a piece of brief but compelling new information, such as the existence of the mediocre melodies, reaffirming Henry Emily was a friend of William Afton. Vanny is an agent of Afton, and the Glamrock animatronics, except for Freddy, were under her control. Glitchtrap also merged with whatever is left of William Afton, aka Springtrap, aka Burntrap. Of course, this serves more as a way to explain the new things that Scott brought into the lore and how they all remain essential to the story. Where they are now, what role do they play, and what can we expect of them next? I know this story isn't over until we see what will happen next in this new and entangled timeline. So for now, we shall remain patient as we'll see what MatPat or Scott Cawthon will do about this soon. In the meantime, if you guys are new to the channel and are stopping by regularly, consider subscribing. It would help support the channel while I can make more videos for all of you. Stay safe and have a great day.